Are you looking for the best mirrorless cameras under $500? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS M100. We are going to start this list with the Canon EOS M100, which is a great entry-level mirrorless interchangeable lens camera that is a perfect option for beginners that want to step up from their smartphones without being confused with all the controls and features. Let's take a look. The Canon EOS M100 isn't designed for experienced photographers, and it doesn't look like it. Everything about the camera is designed to be extremely simple and easy to use. For example, it is extremely small as it measures 4.25 by 2.64 by 1.38 inches without the lens, and it weighs just 302 grams with the battery included. It doesn't have a hand grip as it has a block shape that mostly resembles point-and-shoot models. I can say that there are not a lot of controls, but what it has is classic EOS, which is easy to use. Despite its super small size and unassuming look, the Canon EOS M100 is packed with an impressive 24.2 megapixel APS-C-sized CMOS sensor which is able to capture photos with amazing image quality. This sensor has proved itself as one of the most impressive performers in the market, and combined with the Digic 7 image processor it can get everything done. The ISO range spans from 100 to 25,600 and it does a reasonable job in low light conditions. The autofocus system takes its power from the contrast detect sensor with 49 focus points that do a good job. It is exceptionally fast in good lighting and a bit sluggish in dim light, but considering it's an entry-level mirrorless camera, this is expected. If you buy the camera from the link here, you can get it with the Canon EFM 15-45mm f/3.5-6.5 kit lens, which will help you get the best image quality. Number 2. Fujifilm XA5. Moving on with our list, I have another exceptional model that is pretty similar to the aforementioned Canon model, but better, the Fujifilm XA5. I have to admit that I am a big fan of Fujifilm's entry-level cameras, and for those that want to ease into photography, it is one of the nicest mirrorless cameras in existence. Let's check it out. Like any Fujifilm camera, the XA5 has a retro vintage vibe to it that is extremely attractive. It has an aluminum body that is combined with a leather-looking trim that is also available in 3 colors, brown, black and pink, meaning you can choose the one that fits your personality the most. Like I said, it is pretty small and measures about 4.61 by 2.68 by 1.57 inches in total and weighs 361 grams with the battery included. People say that the bigger the camera, the better the image quality will be. This camera is small, but image quality is impressive. The controls are pretty good, as you have a lot of them in your disposition. Dials and buttons galore here, but not classic Fuji that can get a bit too much for a beginner. There is a thing interesting about the Fujifilm XA5, which is the on-sensor phase detect autofocus system that has delivered a pretty pleasant autofocusing experience. I can say that it was not as good as I expected, but overall adequate. It has 91 focus points available and it has multiple modes that you can use. The biggest selling point of this camera, in my opinion, is the 24 megapixel APS-C-sized CMOS image sensor that surprised all of us with the amazing image quality. One thing that impressed me the most was its amazing sharpness and rich colors, which you wouldn't expect in a model at this price point, but with Fuji that is not the case. It has image stabilization features which are pretty nice to have. Image stabilization helps with capturing steady shots and videos. There are also scene modes and advanced filter modes that deliver an interesting performance, and this small beast can deliver. Number 3. Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II. Next up, I have an interesting camera that is not dedicated for beginners, but more for the enthusiast or even beginners that are up for a challenge, the Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II. This camera has some extremely advanced features and controls that are customizable for your needs to get the best image quality, definitely a camera you must consider. The most interesting thing about the Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II is that it looks a lot like the retro analog cameras of the 80s, but it does its job excellently with its silver/black body or all black based on your choice. It is pretty compact as well, measuring about 4.7 by 3.27 by 1.83 inches, and it weighs about 13.75 ounces in total with the battery and memory card in it. The electronic viewfinder of this camera is a 2.36mm OLED EVF model, which is pretty sharp and helps you in your quest. The Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II is packed with a contrast detect autofocus system with 81 focus points available at your disposition. It is pretty fast, and there are a lot of modes available in it to help you out. It is also pretty fast overall, and it manages to do so through the 8 frames per second continuous shooting mode. Without forgetting, I should state that it has a 320-shot battery life, which is pretty average. If you plan to shoot 4K video with this camera, you will need to get some spare batteries to extend its battery life, because shooting 4K video will drain it quickly. One thing I want to mention about this camera that makes it stand out from the rest is its 5-axis image stabilization system. Olympus is known for having amazing image stabilization features on their cameras, and this model is one of them. The Olympus OMD EM10 Mark II is packed with a 16MP 4/3 CMOS that did a much better job than everybody expected. It also has the Troop X7 processor to help things out, but this beast can get a lot done without any doubt. Number 4. Panasonic Lumix G7KS. The runner-up on this list is one of the most impressive models in the market, the Panasonic Lumix G7KS. This camera delivers some extremely impressive features, and I can say that it is a premium model without the premium price. The Panasonic Lumix G7KS has a DLSR-shaped body but slimmer and boxier, which I think is excellent overall. The hand grip is pretty deep as well, and the EVF is placed excellently on top of the sensor to give a familiar feel. The camera measures about 3.4 by 4.9 by 3 inches in total and weighs about 14.6 ounces in total with the battery and memory card included. It has a plastic body but feels pretty good overall, and the controls give it a professional feel. Compared to the Olympus camera at number 3, the Lumix G7KS has a 6 frames per second continuous shooting speed, which is around 2 frames per second lower. However, the Panasonic Lumix G7KS makes up for it with the other features it has to offer, such as its micro 4/3 sensor. Let's start by stating that the Panasonic Lumix G7KS is packed with a 16MP 4/3 CMOS image sensor that does a perfect job in every light condition. I found out that the colors were pretty good and it worked well through the ISO range. The 49-point autofocus system also worked perfectly, and I can say that it is pretty fast. Without forgetting, I should mention that this camera can record 4K video at 30 frames per second.